Yep. Come on over. It's time to talk with Ben. Of course, this is all Ben and I do is talk about nerdy stuff. We were talking about Luke Benson movies.
Yes.
It's a new one. Just came out. It's Valarian, right?
Valarian,
Not,
yes.
Not Valarian root. That's the thing you take to sleep that smells like feet.
It is
totally
not
different
based on
thing.
that.
Don't do that. Oh, but it's based off a French comic book.
Yes. In fact, this is the comic here that it's based on, the actual old school one. Started in the mid-'60s. So it was kind of a precursor to what we know as the heyday of science fiction in European comic books, which came in the mid-'70s when you had people like Mobius and Corbin, Jodorowsky coming out. So this is kind of the roots of everything that happened in that renaissance of science fiction in the 70s in Europe, and then ultimately led to today's market, where American comics are picking that up, and they're giving us stuff that I can only think of as classic heavy metal.
Okay, I like it, I like it.
So,
now, when he did The Fifth Element, I don't think I've ever not watched it if I've come across it on cable. I always have to watch the whole thing. When he did The Fifth Element, he said this is what inspired him to do The Fifth Element, and his dream was to make Valarian.
Well, it took a long time for him to get back to it, but thank God he did.
Yeah.
I mean, that man's movies are beautiful, just visually beautiful. The prosthetics they use, actual, people instead of CGI. So I'm really, really excited about this one. And I'm excited that it's letting people see some of these old books. And hopefully we'll see some other things, like Mobius.
Yeah, Mobius. Did they re-release the Valarian stuff?
They did. They actually just released it. What they're doing is they're releasing all the classic European stuff in this hardcover format.
Oh, cool.
And you're getting huge volumes where you can just read the entire thing and not have to collect a ton of issues.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really, really wonderful. So what I brought with me today is, of course, some of the old school stuff like Mobius, Jodorowsky. On a side note, if you haven't seen the documentary of what his Dune film would have been,
yes,
it was wonderful.
It was a great movie.
Unbelievable.
That was a good doc.
And these guys are literally what we think of in the comic industry when we think over-the-top science fiction. And it's got to be what some of our current creators, such as Hickman, Vaughn, Remender, that they went to inspire these books. Because right now there are so many books coming out through particularly Image Comics that deal with science fiction. And I brought my top 3 to show you guys. We got Low, which is a dystopian science fiction where people live underwater. And that cover is the entire issues drawn that way. It's all in a painted style. It's wonderful visuals. Just scenes of them swimming with giant fish everywhere. Aesthetically beautiful.
I have to check that out.
Saga's
one of my favorites.
This one here is probably the best-selling independent title in America, and the characters just catch you immediately. Page 1, and you're hooked. But my absolute favorite is East of West by Hickman. They go back in time, rewrite American history. We then jump forward and show what it would be like with 6 warring states trying to take over. And it is literally like Dune. It's wheels within wheels, politics, religion, assassination, the people. It's so wonderful. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's fantasy, there's more science fiction, there's historical fiction, all coming from Valarian in the 60s.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it. And you get a chance to go check it out. Let me know what you think of it. I haven't seen it yet. I meant to go see it
in theaters.
Yeah, I was going to go see it. I wanted to see it at IMAX or something big. You know what I'm saying?
I think that this movie deserves that.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I want Luke Benson to make more great movies. Maybe the plots are weak, but they're beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
It's still fun to look at. It doesn't matter.
Lucy was so stupid, but it was great.
Yes.
So great. All right, there you go. Okay, be back to you.
Just so you know, Ben, Cody asked if the